Today, Frank Reynolds, Fringe class.
I quit on it. I don't give a rat's ass about class. I live on the fringe. Fringe class is where I am.
Okay, great.
Since the majority of people watching this live in civilized society, you probably have to adhere to certain social norms and rules that really aren't that fun, which is probably why we find it so cathartic to watch characters that are unaffected by social etiquette. I mean, that's basically the whole shtick of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and that worked out pretty well.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
As amazing as Curb is, and don't get me wrong, I love it, it still often remains within a certain degree of normality, usually. This is where I'd like to introduce the Grey Poupon.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon? But of course.
Grey Poupon. It even has wine.
Of rejecting social expectations, Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The orator of one of my all-time favorite lines from the show.
Well, I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it. Meanwhile, block the wind, I'm gonna roast this bone.
Jesus Christ.
You see, Frank takes it a step further. Frank has lived the high life. He's done all of the nice, fancy stuff, but deep down he loves the cheap thrills. Frank embodies the joy of being unaffected by social failure, because he already won, and he's covered, so he's kind of broken the rules of the game. You only need to appease other people when you need something from them, right? You only need to maintain a reputation if you're involved with people or work that requires you to. He's not concerned with being perceived as lower class or keeping up with the upper class. He's not even on that spectrum. He's in the fringe class.
Where did you get that? I don't see any attendants around here.
Oh, I bartered Fringe style with that guy over there. I gave him a bite of my hot dog. He's letting me use his towel. Want a bite?
No.
By sidestepping this traditional hierarchy of evaluating and judging people, he's freed himself from the restraints of this aspect of social convention. To a certain degree, I'd argue this is because he seemingly doesn't follow any typical belief structures, whether religious, spiritual, or ethical. He has his own system. In fact, this is likely what allowed him to succeed in business. Without a belief system, you don't need to worry about the moral implications of your actions. Charlie, as part of the gruesome twosome, should also belong to the fringe class. And he does to a degree. He's definitely involved in a lot of fringe behaviour, but he's still concerned with being perceived as lower class when Mac gets hung up on it after being rejected from a private pool.
What is white trash about that? Don't call me white trash!
He's not committing to the fringe. So Charlie's still lost in the maze, chasing cherries and escaping ghosts. Or ghouls, I guess.
Little green ghouls, buddy!
Don't write ghouls.
I'm not! I'm putting travel! Jesus Christ!
Instead, Frank is focused on what I would argue is one of the most important things to pursue in life: unusual experiences. You only have one shot at life as far as I'm concerned, and I want to experience as much as possible. Show me the weird shit, the experimental stuff. Tell me the shit you're scared to tell anyone else. Let me watch the film that everyone else walked out of. If you're playing it safe, you might as well be sedated. Within reason. Don't use that to do something stupid. Make sure it's worth it.
I did what I did. You don't like it, you can kiss my ass.
Frank unapologetically owns this mentality. He navigates the world with such an openness that he ends up in all kinds of situations. They're not all good, but that's part of it. You get the highest highs and the lowest lows. But he never really gets hung up on it. Well, maybe sometimes.
Don't try to stop me.
Oh my God.
But it allows him to live the fullest life possible. More importantly, a life that he finds engaging and exciting. You want to talk about living an intentional life? This may not be a healthy example, but try to give me a better example of someone living a more intentional life than this.
How did you get covered in sap?
I got really wasted. I must have climbed a tree.
Really stepping up the insanity,
I'm trying to push myself. I want to see how far I could go.
Now, is the fringe life for everyone? Absolutely not. That's why it's the fringe. I mean, Pondy seems to be doing the same thing, but it does not seem to be working out for him at all.
What? I'm celebrating today, baby.
Oh, yeah?
What's a special occasion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself.
The fringe is for the freaks and geeks and dive bar dwellers, but I think we could all benefit from a bit of fringe class attitude to loosen us up a bit when things get too stiff. So if you're around too many civilians, break out the Ritterall and get weird with it.
Wow, Frank, that Ritterall is having a very interesting effect on the way you think.
Love this feeling.
Yeah. Got any more of it?
There's a bear shit in the woods.
We'll cut up a couple rails, buddy. I'm gonna blast off.
All right.